Hey guys, what's good? So I haven't uploaded a video for nearly 2 months already. The last video uploaded was a editorial that I did back in April. And if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and watch it. Watch all my other videos. If you're new here, welcome. I just wanted to do a little channel update, a little life update, what I've been doing in the past 2-3 months. For those who don't know or have already seen, if you follow my Instagram, also my Instagram threads, I've been going out to New York City, and it has been one of the most transformative, life-changing things for me as a person, also as a artist, as a creative photographer. It's been transformative, and I just am so grateful for everything that happened within the last 2 visits in New York City. When I look at this, traveling has always been one of the main factors of me thriving in this photography journey. My earlier work was on streets and travel photography. One of the most frequent places that I visited was Tokyo, Japan. And every time I visited, my work always, at least I felt like my work always kept on improving. I always had to travel outside of home to grow. And with New York City, it is the same, but within the fashion and portrait photography world. And that's why I just made those 2 quick visits in 1 year. And I feel like that investment has really turned around and really showed that I am capable of really growing in a place that really drives my creativity, my work, and just really allows me to like meet new people and meet with people that are well within this industry for a couple of years already. For someone like me who's pretty much just a regular Joe, just trying to figure things out, New York City has really pushed me further than the Bay Area, San Francisco, pushed me further than Los Angeles. But I won't disregard the fact that the 2 places, also especially for LA, has been like pretty much a stepping stone. It has allowed me to grow outside of home in the Bay Area. And I always take travel as a good factor. I don't know how to put that into words. What is a good saying for that? But travel has always been a thing for me. It has always been a thing for me to continue growing, to continue to thrive, to be the best version of myself. And New York City, the energy, the people, the community has pushed me to that level of, making the best version of myself. And I want to continue going there. And yeah, people say, oh, why won't you move there? Blah, blah, blah. It might happen. But as for now, like traveling it is working for me, and I'm going at this on my own pace. And I don't know, there's just no other city that makes me feel so like good. It makes me feel so happy about what I've done and the people that I've met out there. I'm just so grateful. And you already know, like I'm gonna be back again. I'm gonna be back before the year ends, and you guys will see it. Like there's a thing about in this life, like whatever you gravitate towards, keep going at it, keep that momentum going. And that's what I'm doing. I always feel like you can never grow at home. You can only feel limited at home. So wherever you're living, especially if you're not close to the creative hubs, where portraiture, fashion photography is going, I feel like it's very small in the Bay Area. And then there's Los Angeles, there's New York City. If you don't live in the proximity of that, like, and you're living like in the middle of nowhere, wherever, like, to be honest, like you won't grow. There are people who will be established, people who will keep going where they need to go. But staying at home, for me at least, I'll never see myself being the best version of myself. I'll never see that. And I have to gravitate towards a place that does that for me. And New York City is it. So more on that soon. I have a bunch of stuff on my drafts from my first trip, and then also now for this second trip. Definitely a lot of stuff to share with you guys. I'm not sure if I will do a long form video. There is a long form video from the first trip, which I am thinking about splitting, but it's gonna be probably like almost an hour long. But you'll see photos that I haven't published yet on Instagram. Some photos I'm probably not gonna share on Instagram, but you'll see a lot of it on here. And that's what I usually do. So if you're in this channel for a minute now, or if you're new here, that's how I share my stuff. I share more than what I do on Instagram or also on Instagram threads. You'll see more work on here, and you'll also hear me speak my mind, speak my thoughts. There are portions where I am yapping for the longest time, but I think it's important to, for me at least, to listen to those words that I say because it's happening in that present moment. But who knows, like months down the road, years down the road, like that thought process may not apply to me. And maybe I think wrong, or maybe that's, you know, like what I'm thinking is right, and whatever I'm doing at that moment has been a factor to my growth in this journey. So, you know, like all these videos, all this stuff that I've been doing lately is a document of my journey into photography. Anyways, I'll yap more on other videos, and I do want to share a couple more things on this video just to keep you guys entertained. I picked up a couple stuff, but I do want to talk about briefly about the stuff that I'm using lately. So the Pentax 645Z medium format DSLR camera came out 14 years ago, has been my workhorse. If you've seen all the photos, chef's kiss. Like I love what I could produce with this camera, with this vintage lens, this zoom lens, and also the 75 for this camera. I love that I can use legacy lenses, and geez, like everything on this camera. I do want to try like the GFX. I do want to try the Hasselblad digital. So if you guys are watching this video, if any of you guys want to hit me up on my email, I am willing to try it on my next trip to New York. But anyways, this is definitely my workhorse right now, and I found a camera that works for me. Like with all the stuff that's coming out lately, like I don't really care much about it. I feel like once you find a tool that works for you, your workflow, and the work that you do, like for me in portraiture and fashion, this camera right here is it. Like I believe, and I'm just happy with the work that I'm able to produce with this camera. And then I did make a couple of videos a while back on my Dream Instant film camera. I bought the Instax Wide 500 AF, and I shot over 100 photos with this thing already. And I am happy about a lot of the photos. Maybe some of them may not be that good, overexposed, too dark, but a lot of the photos that come out of this when it's in focus, when you get the shot that you like, when it's in composition, this is the camera. I can hit better than the wide 400, and I have a feeling like all the other cameras that support Instax wide are not as good as this camera. This is a camera that came out in 1999. Like, come on, they need to make another camera like this. If they can make a modern camera like this, or just reissue it, like just make another version 2.0. Like, look, I think they're onto something. Instax wide 400, and then you have the 500. Maybe there's going to be a version 2. I don't know. But if Fujifilm Instax, if you guys are listening, hit me up. Also, I'd love to use whatever you guys are going to produce next. I want to use it and shoot the stuff that I like shooting. And then I bought a DJI mic mini. It's what I'm using right now. I lost my DJI mic 2 on the train tracks in Times Square. So if you see it there, it's on the tracks. I did not want to risk jumping down. You could probably get in trouble for doing that. And you know, I won't risk my life. Things are replaceable, right? So I bought a DJI mic mini a couple days ago, and it's on sale. It's probably still on sale right now. for 109. I actually bought the one with one mic with the receiver, but I saw a good deal on this because I didn't want to. I really wanted the little charging case and also an extra mic because whenever I do BTS, I do want to mic up the models. I do want to mic up also my cameraman, just to have some conversations going and for y'all to hear what's going on. So it does come with the second mic. It comes with a receiver and also comes with a connector for your iPhone. So if you want good quality, good sound quality, DJI Mic Mini, like this is worth it. Bang for your buck. It's at 109 right now. If you're watching this video, I'd say go and buy that. And then I did buy these pads for my backpack for my Low Pro AW450. This is the first version of it. So the straps is too thin, so it would really hurt my shoulders. So I bought these cheap pads on Amazon to make this backpack last a little longer. I definitely recommend this backpack because it can fit a lot of things, but I might resort to something lighter since now I only carry 2 cameras for the most part. But you know, I do want to film with some of my video cameras back there, and this camera bag does fit a lot of the stuff that I frequently use, and then it also can fit my laptop in there as well. And then I bought 11 boxes of Instax wide film. The price just raised $1, I think a month ago or 2 months ago due to the tariffs. If you've seen all the products for camera gear and pretty much everything, a lot of those stuff that you need as a photographer has been increased. So I said, you know what, I need to stock up. I need to stock up on Instax wide film. If you've seen Target and Best Buy, they're selling each of these boxes for, I think, $25.99 or $26.99. Like, that's a price gouge. That's a freaking price gouge. Adorama, B&H, and some other camera shops, they're still selling it for $20. The new price, $19.99. Midwest Photo, selling for 18 bucks. That's where I got it from. They don't charge tax, but if you want free shipping, you have to spend over $150. So that's pretty much what I did to save some money. And then what else did I pick up? Books. I went to a yard sale. I'm gonna try to, they're all on the floor. Let me just pick them up. Ooh, it's pretty heavy. Oh, before I talk about books, I did also buy an album for all my Instax photos. See, Fujifilm. Look, I shot over 100 photos. If you need me to test your new cameras, let me know because I really do this. I really love your cameras. Give me the new cameras so I can test it out. Or give me more film. Anyways, books. I went to a yard sale and they said, if you have this paper bag, we'll only charge you for $10. So I stuffed it. I found a bunch of photo books and magazines, and I'm so glad that I got it for that cheap price. So I got this magazine called Aperture. This one was made in summer 2015. It's got all this cool street photography and portraits and whatnot. And this is like dedicated to Tokyo. You already know I love Japan. I found this magazine called Camera. This looks like something that would come out right now. These were $1.50. I don't know if you guys can see that price there. This is $1.50. You can see that this is an old magazine because it has that old Kodak logo. So pretty much Camera magazine was made back in I guess the 60s. So this one, the oldest one is 1969. I don't think I can get that in focus, but and then 1970 for this magazine. And then it has this old school Hasselblad ad here. And a lot of this stuff, like you'll see portraits, old photos on film and whatnot, portraits, fashion, which is cool. I love the coverages back in the day. I like the sign of the times of what's going on. during that time period. So that also serves as inspiration. So y'all, like if you go to a yard sale or some bookstore or a library that's just trying to get rid of books, I recommend going out there and buying like random photo books that you can just like, you don't have to read them. To be honest, I don't read a lot of the books that I pick up. I just like flipping through the pages to just get inspired. So this one is called Photographs. It's called Secular and Sacred Photographs of Mexico. I haven't really checked out these books. I just threw them in my bag. So it's just nice seeing stuff from, again, like the time period of those times. Whether this book was, I'm pretty sure this book is from the 90s or 80s. But it's nice to see like photos. And it's also like, you know, since I do mainly shoot portraits and fashion, it's nice to see something outside of that. Here's a dog book, a dog photography book, Man's Best Friend, which shows like some cool photos with people and their dogs. Like you'll see some funny ones here. Let me flip through one like this one. This is cute and funny. So seeing stuff like that, like this is inspirational. And then I'm not gonna go through this one, but this is the Pulitzer Prize photos, all in one book. I got this book on printing film. I'm not sure if it's all on like, I think it's all on photos, like doing stuff in the darkroom. I think this book is from the 60s or 70s, but it's nice to have something like this. Let me just flip through some pages so you can see pretty much the process. But there's a lot of reading on here. But that's definitely interesting. I kind of want to look into that. I also do want to get into printing my work. And then A Day of Life in Hollywood. I think this book is from the 90s. Again, signs of the times, that during that time period, like what is going on during that time period. Like it's cool to see photos of the 90s. I'm pretty sure this is from the 90s or late 80s. But yeah, it's cool to see photos, what's going on during that time period. You know, whether it's fashion, entertainment, sports, or what's going on in everyday life, a day in Hollywood. Like seeing it all in this book, it's amazing. I also have this San Francisco book. I don't know where I put it, but a San Francisco book from the 90s, which is pretty cool. So, and then this last one here, it's called American Showcase of Photography and Illustration. This is like a directory type of book. It has like information from photographers, artists on here, and it's from the late 70s. So it's pretty much like work that's around that time period of the 70s, 60s. So you'll see, I'm gonna try to flip through this. See, you'll see portraits and documentary work. And like if I go through one of these pages here, like you can see the artist information on the top left here. It's all in there. Of course, there's no website, but it's the artist's phone number and address to their home or their studio. Phone number, this is a directory. It's like the white pages for creatives, for photographers. This is a cool concept. But now we have Instagram, right? And then lastly, last pickups. And I think this will inspire for those who are shooting portraits, for those who are shooting fashion. I picked up some fashion magazines, mostly a magazine called Pop. I bought back issues. So this one was from 2015, spring, summer. Found some sellers selling their collection off and pretty much offered them $20 to $25. These usually cost like $50 new, $30, $40, but on average, if you buy a new one, it's $50. Because these magazines are coming from the UK, and these are very thick. They're pretty heavy. I have a bunch of them on my lap, but I bought back issues, and I just like looking through these magazines for inspiration for my own work. Like if you ask me like who my favorite artist is, this one's here, another pop magazine with Hailey Bieber in front. Let me actually flip through it. So thick pages full of fashion portraits. And again, like, what was I saying? Like, if you asked me like who my favorite artist is, I would not tell you who my favorite artist is because I feel like I don't have one. I like looking through magazines. I like looking through, you know, Instagram, finding people's work and discovering it and just feeling inspired. And yeah, I feel like I don't have a favorite artist. I'll just say I'm my own favorite artist. I like to continue developing who I am as an artist. And again, all these magazines, this one's from 2017, fall, winter, got them for all a good price. This could have been easy like 150 bucks, but these sellers were selling for $20 to $30, which I think was worth it. Again, very thick. This is heavy, like very thick magazine full of inspiration. So it's nice to just like sit back, have a nice coffee, boba, matcha, and just go through these books and get some inspiration. And then lastly, this is a recent magazine. This is my first magazine of 032C. So this covers like interviews and whatnot, and it shows like some behind the scenes and some photos on here. This is coming from, I don't know where this is from. I think Berlin, I think Germany, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say it, but I think it's from Europe. They're selling this retail at $25. And yeah, this one I got for $30 because they do upcharge new issues. If you're looking for sellers online, you can easily find these on eBay, but you gotta like kind of do some research to get the lowest costs for these magazines. But again, Pop Magazine 032C, any vintage old magazines, like I look for inspirations from books, outside of doom scrolling on Instagram. Anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping on this video. I hope you find something inspirational here that you could apply to your own, you know, what you do on your spare time, or if you're into photography or whatever. I hope like you find some of this information useful. And yeah, I have the New York stuff on draft, another long form video. Definitely trying to figure things out. And I'm also appreciative of brands reaching out to me as a small creator on this space. I'm just happy to be able to collaborate and continue doing stuff that I love. So more stuff on the way on this channel. And if you have any questions, drop a comment below, reach out to me on Instagram, leave a comment on my threads, and I'll try to reply as best as I can. I get a lot of DMs, and if I don't respond back, it kind of gets overwhelming, but I'll try to respond to a lot of your stuff. But you know, we have YouTube here. Drop a comment below. I think it's easier for me to respond here. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, and stay tuned. Peace.